Hey guys, welcome back. The NFL season is officially over. All 18 weeks in the books. Now, playoff time. All the playoff positions have been filled, and starting Saturday, it's time to get down to business with a single elimination tournament. But before we get to that, we'll just quick recap of last week as far as the picks are concerned. Last week I won a pretty decent, 12-4, respectable week. 12-4 on week 18. And as far as the season total, 182 wins and 90 losses. Not too bad. Now that the season is finished, let's get on to Wild Card Saturday. And we start off the weekend slate of playoff games with the Cleveland Browns traveling to the Houston Texans. This is going to be a barn burner of a game. Two teams riding high, playing in Houston. CJ Stroud is back to Stroud stuff. Cleveland is Cleveland rocks. So I mean, Joe Flacco is looking better than I've ever seen him before. Could more than likely attribute that to an offensive-minded head coach, and he's looking more than revitalized. The defense is just hitting on all cylinders, and they're putting up wins. And Houston, one of the good stories of the season. They have their guy of the future, the franchise, CJ Stroud, and so with a 1:30 kickoff Pacific time. So I'm going to take the Cleveland Browns over the Houston Texans. That could go either way, but I give the edge to Cleveland. And then Saturday night, the Miami Dolphins travel to the Kansas City Chiefs. It's supposed to be a really cold game, 12-degree weather. And we'll see if it starts snowing or if there's a wind chill factor involved. But regardless, it's going to be cold, and Dolphins don't like it cold. But it's not going to stop them from putting their best effort in. It's going to be a tough game, and now I'm going to give the Chiefs the win at home, the defending Super Bowl champions, and they're that until they're not, and so Kansas City over Miami. And then the Sunday slate of games. Morning game for the Pacific Coast. Pittsburgh Steelers at the Buffalo Bills. Bad thing for the Steelers, no TJ Watt, the heart and soul of the defense. It's going to be harder for Pittsburgh to play keep it close through three quarters and then find a way to pull it out and get a win, in the fourth quarter. That's going to be extra tough. Somebody's going to have to step up to compensate for the loss of Watt, and maybe a couple of somebodies. They're going to need some big play on the back end and the front end. And the biggest key, of course, the offense has got to put up some points against this Buffalo offense that just put up points as quick as a hiccup. They're capable of that. I'd like to take my wife's Steelers in a grinder of a game, but I'm going to have to go with the home team Bills. So Buffalo over Pittsburgh. Hopefully it's not a runaway, but we'll see. Two teams that don't mind playing in the cold. Let's see. It's going to be a gritty game, and it should be a fun one. Buffalo over Pittsburgh. Then the afternoon game. The Green Bay Packers at the Dallas Cowboys. There's going to be an upset sometime this weekend. It's not going to be just as easy as this team should win because they're better on paper or something like that. There's going to be an upset this weekend, and this could very well be it. And but because Green Bay is playing the best football they've played all season. I will admit it. I was wrong about Jordan Love. So I fess up to that. I said it earlier in the season that, he was a wash and they needed to move on. draft somebody else, I was mistaken. He proved me. I'm not going to mention other people. Other people had their own versions of saying the same thing I did. Speaking for myself, I was wrong. This guy, he is the guy. It just took him a while to get in there, and took everybody a while to gel. But they finally did it, and they're looking good. I'm half tempted to take Green Bay in the upset. Dallas has had for nearly 30 years had playoff woes that self-inflicted, where they shrink in big games. They beat Tampa last year, but that was last year with a very aging Brady. And but I'm going to take Dallas over Green Bay. And this could turn out to be one of those this season typical Cowboys games where they just run up the score a bit after they get their teeth sunk in. But then again, that Green Bay defense, they could surprise some people. Who knows? They might even get a pick six out of Prescott. It's happened before. And it could happen this weekend with Green Bay. But I'm going to take the Cowboys over the Packers this occasion. And on from there, much anticipated game, the Rams at the Detroit Lions. LA Rams, Detroit Lions, Matt Stafford. It is at his old team's house. Jared Goff welcoming in his old team. The dramatics of it are what they are, and it's a fun story to talk about. But when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, it's who plays better football. And Dan Campbell is a good coach. Sometimes I think maybe he gets a little over aggressive to the point of it kind of hurts him. It wouldn't, Well, Dan Campbell is a good coach, and he's only going to get better. He is very aggressive, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm going to take the Rams over the Lions. Dan Campbell is a good head coach. Sean McVay is an elite head coach, and both teams are both very good. Laporta not being there, that's going to hurt him, the Lions. And I just see the Rams having just a bit too much for them. So I hate to say it, but I'm going to take the Rams over the Lions, because I really love the Lions story this season, and they're going to have a similar story next season. The difference for them this year as opposed to next year is I believe they're going to be even better next year. They're just on the rise. They're going to be one of those teams that are a Super Bowl contender without question. But today, Rams over Lions. And that's the Sunday main event, the Sunday night football slot. And then from there, Monday night to round off and end the wild card weekend, got the Philadelphia Eagles at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Baker Mayfield kind of dinged up, but the Eagles are dinged up too. So both teams have their own dings here and there. I really want to take Philly, and initially I did underline Philly as a pick. And then I remember the Pat Patricia factor and Matt Patricia, anyway, Patricia. So it's a tough sell. It is. It's a tough sell. And so I've changed my mind. The upset, considered upset, since Philly is the defending NFC champions until they're not. And so, but I'm going to take Tampa Bay in the upset over Philadelphia. And that wraps up Wild Card weekend for round one of these playoffs. It's going to be a lot of fun. And let's see what you think in the comment section. See what you agree with, disagree with. see who you got, who your picks are for this first round. And other than that, that wraps up Wild Card Weekend. And everybody, take care and enjoy. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll catch you in Wild Card Weekend. Catch you in the divisional round. Thanks. Bye-bye.